Onion plays a very important role in cooking. No matter in what world cuisine, you can see onion has been used widely for most cooking. And onion is also called as king of all vegetables. Also, onion is a flavorful vegetable and it has many unique healing and antiseptic properties. And it is very rich in vitamin A, B, and C, calcium, magnesium, and the list goes on. Today's video is all about how to grow onion from the seed or from the onion saplings. Let's get into the video. This video was shooted in different time interval, little over a year. You can see the sapling when we started, it was around March 2021. And that's the right time to plant these saplings. And where you can find these saplings, you can find in any of your nurseries or even in Home Depot, Lowe's, places like that in the garden center. So check what type of onion that you want to grow in your backyard, in your garden, and you can select that particular variety of sapling and soak that sapling in a water for few hours for them to get wet, and then you can directly transplant those saplings like the way how we are doing now. You can make some tiny holes and make sure the soil is not too tight or clay or like it's hard. The more loosen it is, it's easy for the onions to grow. So just make a tiny hole and dip all these saplings inside the hole. Normally the spacing between the onion saplings are between 6 to 12 inches apart from one sapling to the another sapling. Grow them in a sunny spot and that has good fertile and well drained soil, because it definitely need a well drained location for the onions to grow. If it is too wet and if it is holds water, the onion might not grow well. So choose the right location before you plan to plant the sapling. Improve your native soil by mixing in several inches of aged compost or other rich organic matters. You can find good organic matters in the shop, or you can use your home compost also to mix in your garden beds or in your containers as part of the planting process. You must be seeing another vegetable plant growing in the same garden bed as we plant these onion saplings. Yes, companion plants. How to grow the companion plants and what are the benefits of the companion plants. While planting onions with other companion plants, onion can be a natural pest control for the other vegetables that you grow in your garden bed. One plant family that can really benefit from the companion plants alongside with onions are brassicas. I have said many times, brassica plant families are like broccoli, cabbage, cauliflower, kale. All these vegetables are brassica family, and those vegetables can really go well with your onion plants in the same bed as a companion plant. After 6 to 7 weeks, this is around first week of May, from the time you planted the sapling, you can really see the greens coming out tall from the onion pulps. I'm sure you all know that onion greens are used in many cuisines. It can be used along with your stir fry with meat or with any other vegetables. It tastes delicious. Before using the green tops of your onion, make sure to wash them carefully, because the dirt has a way of hiding between the folds. Most of the time when using onion greens, you will need them thinly sliced into little rings. They have a lovely mild onion flavor and you can use them as you like. You can chop and you can mix it with a cream cheese as a spread for your bagels or crackers, or add them to fresh salsa, or you can use them also as a topping for pizza. Around the end of May, that is 3 weeks after we were harvesting the greens, you can really see the bulbs showing up for the onions, and that's the time you can harvest them. And this particular variety is not really big, so this onion variety is like the small onions. So we harvested some of them, and as we were talking about the onions, you can also see the other vegetable, which is a companion plant, which I said earlier, is also growing really well in this bed. For example, this particular vegetable, it's cabbage, and in the other bed we have broccoli. We can still see the damage on the broccoli and cabbage plants made by the caterpillars. But this damage can be even more worsened than what we have now if you don't have the companion plants, that is the onion, in the same bed. Because in the past I have seen, while growing it separately without the companion plants like onion, the pest was even more in these vegetables, and it has not only spoiled the leaves, it spoiled even the vegetable itself, like your cabbage and your broccoli. We made our first harvest around 30th of May 2021, and as I said, this particular variety is not a big onion variety, so this is the size that it can grow. So we harvested them, and we left some on the bed to get matured so that we can do the second batch of harvest later. Around 7th of June, we did our second harvest, and that's the last harvest that we did for the onions, and whatever we left in the bed, that's mainly for flowering. While washing any root vegetables, use your pressure nozzle in order to clear the mud from the vegetables thoroughly so that it is easy for you to clean the vegetables. After this harvest, we started clearing the bed for the next season vegetables. But as I said, we also left some of the onion bulbs for them to grow during the winter and to harvest them as a flowers in the following year. After several months, in April 2022, when we looked at the leftover onions, it started growing and it started producing some flowers. And that's what we expected when we left these onions to be in the ground for many months when you don't harvest them. And you can see how the flowers are shooting up so little and tiny in early April 2022. As the time goes, you can see the buds are opening up and this beautiful flower is popping out from the thin layer of this flower bud. And the aroma, the smell of this flower is amazing and it looks very pretty. After a few weeks, we started seeing this flower growing really big in the plant. So you can see the greens are really getting bigger and like a tube, and the flowers are growing much bigger. Before it grows and it starts falling, I have done something to cover these flowers so that I don't miss the opportunity of collecting the seeds. So for that, what I have done, I waited for some more weeks until the flowers are fully matured enough, and I started getting these kind of bags, transparent bags that can have a clear ventilation and visibility for us to see how these flowers looks like. So I started taking these bags and covering the flowers one by one, and I tied gently at the bottom of the flower. This process takes place in May 2022, and I hope you remember when we started to planting the sapling. It was in March 2021. This particular process and the journey from the sapling and to get these flowers mature to collect the seeds, it's little over a year. The journey of the onion plant To produce the seed, it's a long journey. Not only the green tops of the onion are edible, do you know the flowers of your onion plants are also edible? So don't throw that as you see the flowers are growing. It can be either used to collect seeds, but you have to wait little longer, but you don't have the patience to collect the seeds, or you don't need one. But if you see the flower in your plant, don't miss them. They taste delicious. Around July 2022, that is almost like 6 weeks after we covered the flower, you can see the flowers are fully dry and you can see the black seeds inside these transparent bags which we covered 6 weeks before. So it's time for us to harvest these flowers from the plant and separate the seeds from the flower. It's a very interesting process and we really enjoyed growing this long and waited to see the flowers and to collect the seeds from these plants. One onion flower can produce 100 onion seeds approximately. And don't think most of the people are using these seeds only to grow onions in the next season. Some of them uses these seeds as a spice. They are really high in nutrients. Not many of us have seen how the onion seed looks like. It doesn't have a proper shape like a seed what we imagine. These are like small black dots with an irregular shape. And my kids, to be honest, they have not seen onion seeds, and this is the first time they have seen them, and they were quite amazed to see a beautiful onion coming out from this black dots. I'm sure you all enjoyed this video. Until I meet you in the next video, take care and goodbye.